Bacani of PWU Manila, Philippine Women's University, Manila. Alright, and we have Juan Cabalen, Angel Galvez from Mexico, Pampanga. Hello, Angel. Just keep your names and locations coming, guys, while we're waiting for our speakers to settle in. And we'll start actually in a few minutes. And I know you guys are really excited to learn a lot, not only particularly when it comes to diabetes, but of course about management and support. So if you are excited for the new things that will be heard, for the new insights that you'll be learning on this afternoon, just give us or raise your hands or give us a thumbs up on your chat room. That way, you know, we can see that you are really here and excited for our webinar. Okay, we have Ms. Cristel Gamboa from MHSA, the College Dean of MHSA, all the way from Nueva Ecija. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your time to actually attend this webinar. I hope everyone is quite okay there, especially after the past typhoon that has happened. And hopefully, you know, we could finally get a good time for this afternoon afterwards. Let's see who else is here. Did I miss anyone? Christine Avon Sanchez, all the way from City of San Fernando, Pampanga. Hello, Christine. Actually, you're the first one who chatted your name on it, but let's see who else is here. Okay, we have Jennifer Dizon from Angeles City as well. Right, so as you all know, we are live here in the Medical City, Clark, and we're just waiting for some of the other speakers to settle in. And we definitely, apart from the new things that you guys will be learning this afternoon, we have some special surprises. So do please stick around until later. TMCC has a very special, really special offering, especially for World Diabetes Day. Alright, we have Zenji Pelayo RN from Pampanga. We have Gilbert Fulgar, all the way from Caloocan City. Hello there. And then we have Michelle Rondan from Marilao, Bulacan. Wow, so we're already getting people mostly from Central Luzon and Northern Manila. Okay, so let's check everything up. So while we're waiting, just please keep on chatting your name so that way we could know that you attended our webinar here through WebEx meeting. Of course, it is powered by Eastern Communications, our official communication partner with the Medical City, Clark. So we'll be back in a bit. Just keep on chatting your name and your location, and by around like a few minutes back, we'll be ready for our session.
Did you know that 6 out of 10 Filipinos die of diabetes every day, and that diabetes is the 8th leading cause of mortality in the Philippines? So what is diabetes? Diabetes mellitus, or more commonly known as diabetes, or DM, is a serious long-term disease characterized by an increase in blood sugar levels. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas is not able to produce enough insulin that the body needs, or sometimes the body develops resistance to insulin. What are the risk factors for diabetes? Age over 56 years, race or ethnic background, family history, sedentary lifestyle, high blood pressure, and being overweight or obese. What do I need to look out for? Frequent urination, excessive thirst, excessive hunger, dry or itchy skin, and blurry vision. I have been experiencing those recently. What should I do now? And how would I know if I have diabetes? There are several ways to check if you have diabetes. They include fasting blood glucose, HbA1c test, and oral glucose tolerance test. Fasting blood glucose checks your blood sugar level after fasting for a specific number of hours. HbA1c test is a test that determines your average blood sugar level for a period of 2 to 3 months, while the OGTT, or oral glucose tolerance test, is a test done to check how your body reacts to the sugar that you eat. So you have diabetes. What now? The key to controlling diabetes is managing your blood glucose level. In line with Diabetes Awareness Week, the Philippine Society of Endocrinology developed a program with the theme, Apat Dapat Laban sa Diabetes. It talks about 4 steps that goes together to control diabetes, which are proper diet, adequate exercise, appropriate medications, and regular consultation with your doctor. Do you have diabetes? Do you want to know more about diabetes and its management? Visit us at the Medical City Clark Diabetes Center. Did you know that 6 out of 10 Filipinos die of diabetes every day, and that diabetes is the 8th leading cause of mortality in the Philippines? So what is diabetes? Diabetes mellitus, or more commonly known as diabetes, or DM, is a serious long-term disease characterized by an increase in blood sugar levels. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas is not able to produce enough insulin that the body needs, or sometimes the body develops resistance to insulin. What are the risk factors for diabetes? Age over 56 years, race or ethnic background, family history, sedentary lifestyle, high blood pressure, and being overweight or obese. What do I need to look out for? Frequent urination, excessive thirst, excessive hunger, dry or itchy skin, and blurry vision. I have been experiencing those recently. What should I do now? And how would I know if I have diabetes? There are several ways to check if you have diabetes. They include fasting blood glucose, HbA1c test, and oral glucose tolerance test. Fasting blood glucose checks your blood sugar level after fasting for a specific number of hours. HbA1c test is a test that determines your average blood sugar level for a period of 2 to 3 months, while the OGTT, or oral glucose tolerance test, is a test done to check how your body reacts to the sugar that you eat. So you have diabetes. What now? The key to controlling diabetes is managing your blood glucose level. In line with Diabetes Awareness Week, the Philippine Society of Endocrinology developed a program with the theme, Apat Dapat Laban sa Diabetes. It talks about 4 steps that goes together to control diabetes, which are proper diet, adequate exercise, appropriate medications, and regular consultation with your doctor. Do you have diabetes? Do you want to know more about diabetes and its management? Visit us at the Medical City Clark Diabetes Center.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerome Balidhay from Emerge. Now, before we start with our webinar, there's just a few reminders of our house rules that we do need to follow for this afternoon's online event. Okay, so for number one, to ensure the smooth course of our program, participants are requested to keep their videos and microphones off. Number two, questions will only be entertained during the question and answer portion of the webinar. And lastly, participants are not allowed to share any content during the webinar. Those that cannot or will not comply will be expelled from the room. Okay. So in addition to having our speakers for the question and answer portion, we will also have two other guests that will be joining us to answer, of course, your most pressing issues about diabetes. Now, we hope that you will stay until the very end of the program because we will raffle up some very special prizes, of course, courtesy of TMCC. So I hope everybody is excited. Now, moving forward, it's World Diabetes Day today, and according to the International Diabetes Federation, as of May 2020, there are 4 million reported cases of diabetes here in the Philippines. Now, a multidisciplinary team is the preferred approach of handling someone with diabetes. And to talk more about the importance of the care team in diabetes management and support, we have a trained nurse and diabetes educator at the Medical City Clark Diabetes and Nutrition Management Services Center. He completed the Diabetes Education Training Program under the Association of Diabetes Nurse Educators of the Philippines, or ADNEP. He is a graduate of BS Nursing at B. Waliong College Foundation, last 2010. So what are we waiting for? Let us give a warm virtual welcome for our speaker, Mr. Patrick Mejares.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Let me welcome you today to our webinar by starting with the celebration of World Diabetes Day. And this year's theme for World Diabetes Day is the nurse and diabetes. So, for today's webinar, we're going to be talking about the importance of the care team in diabetes management and support. Let's talk briefly about what diabetes is. So, from an insert from the introductions of the standards of medical care in diabetes, it says that diabetes is a complex chronic illness requiring continuous medical care with multifactorial risk reduction strategies beyond glycemic control. Let's try to focus on the two words here, complex and chronic. Complex means madami po siyang pwedeng maapektuhan na part or bahagi ng ating katawan. Hindi lamang po porque may diabetes tayo, it's not mainly concerning only our sugar levels. It could affect our heart, our kidneys, our eyes, our extremities. I'm sure you've heard of people having amputations o napuputulan po ng paa dahil po sa diabetes. Next important word here is chronic. Ibig sabihin po, ang diabetes po ay pangmatagalan or it's something that develops in a long period of time. Another thing that I may add is that diabetes is irreversible. So once po na na-diagnose po kayo or po tayo na may diabetes na po tayo, ito po ay kasama na po natin sa buhay natin. So, ayon po sa World Health Organization, dito po sa Philippines, in 2016, number of diabetes deaths of people ages 30 to 69 is 21,710 na po yung namatay. And with the ages 70 pataas po is 11,580. Napakadami. So we're going to talk about the importance of the healthcare team. But sino ba ang mga member ng healthcare delivery team? So it is comprised of mainly, first one is our physician, next one is our nurse, next one is our nutritionist and dietitian, and then our physical therapist. So parang may kulang. So the most important member of the team is you, the patient or the person with diabetes, because you are the one who's gonna be mainly affected by the actions. So kayo yung sinusuport, ikaw yung coach ng team, ikaw yung captain of the ship. All right? So just a simple statistic is that nursing is the largest occupational group in the healthcare sector. So approximately 59% of all healthcare professionals are nurses. So ano po ba yung key roles or ano po ba yung role ng diabetes or ng nurse, in diabetes care? So they tackle the risk factors of type 2 diabetes to help prevent the condition. Next one is recognizing diabetes early to ensure prompt treatment. And the last one is providing self-management training and psychological support for people with diabetes to help prevent complications. So, in managing diabetes, madami po tayong barriers. So, pwede pong ito yung tinatawag natin yung lacking of clinical information capabilities or poor design for the coordinated delivery of chronic care. So with these in mind, there's a model that was developed that's called the chronic care model, which is a framework for improving the quality of care. The CCM or chronic care model includes 6 core elements. So ito yung delivery system design, moving from reactive to a proactive care delivery system. So imbes na magre-react pa lang tayo kapag malala na yung sakit, we will take a more proactive approach. Habang wala pang complications, habang hindi pa siya ganun kalala, habang newly diagnosed ka pa lang, we need to be more proactive. Next one is promoting self-management support, decision support. If you would recall, we said that the patient is the most important part of the team. So, and siya rin yung magde-decide. So, with only the support and recommendations of the healthcare team in general. Next one is clinical information systems. Community resources and policies. Meron po tayong mga groups and advocacies that could help. And last one is the health system in general. So gaano po ba ka-epektibo itong CCM na ito or itong chronic care model? Kasi ang dami niyang, yung framework niya, ang dami niyang core elements. But is it worth going through all of those? Is it effective? So a 5-year study of its effectiveness na concerning or with about 53,000 plus patients showed that the CCM reduced the cumulative incidence of diabetes-related complications and all-cause mortality. So effective po siya. Gaano? Here are some numbers. Patients who were enrolled in the CCM experienced a reduction in cardiovascular diseases, sakit sa puso, mga heart attack, 56.6%. Microvascular complications tulad po nung sa mata, yung tinatawag nating diabetic retinopathy or neuropathy, yung sa mga nerves, it was reduced by 11.9%, and overall mortality nabawasan po siya ng 66.1%. Next part, we're going to talk about the diabetes prevention program. So, several major randomized controlled trials demonstrate that lifestyle or behavioral therapy is highly effective in preventing type 2 diabetes and improving other cardiometabolic markers. So, pwede po nating ma-prevent ito. And tayo as Filipinos, we are more at risk with diabetes. So how do we prevent it? So through the diabetes prevention program. So how effective is this one? So the DPP, or the diabetes prevention program, demonstrated that an intensive lifestyle intervention could reduce the incidence of type 2 diabetes by 58% over 3 years. So that's a very big marker, 58%. So there are two major goals for DPP. It is to achieve or maintain a minimum of 7% weight loss, because we all know that obesity is one of the risk factors for diabetes. And the next one is 150 minutes of physical activity, similar in intensity to brisk walking per week. So let's talk about the lifestyle modifications that we need to make in order to prevent diabetes. So weight loss through lifestyle changes alone can be difficult to maintain long term. People being treated with weight loss therapy should have access to ongoing support and additional therapeutic options if needed. Dito po pumapasok yung buong care team natin. Why? Because our physical therapist could give you ongoing support with your exercise. The nurse could give you ongoing support with education and what you need. Our nutritionist and dietitian could give you ongoing support with matters concerning your diet, your food intake. And of course, yung physician po natin is always there to make modifications to your treatment. As is the case for those with diabetes, those who are at risk need individualized medical nutrition therapy. So this one is effective in lowering A1C in individuals diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Ito po yung tinatawag nating borderline. So, malaking tulong po yung nutritionist natin na magbibigay po ng instruction or nutritional therapy para po maipababa po natin yung A1C levels. So what is the role of nutrition in diabetes prevention? So it helps in structured or behavioral weight loss therapy. Makakapagbigay siya ng reduced calorie meal plan. And next one is the role of physical activity in diabetes prevention. We've talked about that you need 150 minutes per week of moderate moderate intensity physical activities. So if you divide 150, kung pag physical activity po tayo ng about 30 minutes a day, so in 5 days po, na-meet na po natin yung goal natin na 150 minutes per week. So ano pa po yung benefits or roles ng physical activity? It improves insulin sensitivity and reduce abdominal fat. So kung gusto nyo pong magkaroon ng slim or ng magandang figure, physical activity helps in reducing abdominal fat. Next one is exercise regimen designed to prevent diabetes may include resistance training. And this one, last one is important. Breaking up prolonged sedentary time is associated with moderately lower postprandial glucose levels. So, prolonged sedentary time, especially now with the events that has been happening this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic and most people staying at home, nadadagdagan po yung prolonged sedentary time, yung nakaupo lang po tayo, walang ginagawa. It says here that breaking up those sedentary times with with any activities actually at home. You could do household chores, pwede pong magwalis, pwede po tayong magligpit ng bahay just to break up yung prolonged sedentary times. Nakakatulong po yun para maipababa po natin yung tinatawag nating postprandial glucose level, or ito po yung blood sugar po natin after we eat, pagkatapos kumain. So now, let's talk about the roles of the members of the care team, the nurse. So the nurse provides a key role in establishing patient independence. So by providing diabetes self-management education and support. So it is a very overlooked aspect of the nursing service or nursing profession po, yung education part. So that's why it plays to the theme of World Diabetes Day this year. So the nurse acts as a patient advocate and facilitates knowledge, decision making, and skills mastery necessary for optimal diabetes self-care. So, para po siyang magiging coach po natin with how do we handle diabetes. So, I'd like to emphasize about this part. It's diabetes self-management education and support. Ano po ba ito? So, all people with diabetes should participate in self-management education and support. So we're trying to promote the independence because diabetes nga is something that's irreversible, and it's something that we would live with for the rest of our lives. So as people with diabetes, we need to learn how to manage our blood sugar levels. We need to parang kailangan po nating maging independent. At kailangan din po natin ng education. I'm saying this one again, this is a very overlooked aspect of diabetes management. Kasi po, education, once na nabigay na po sa inyo yan, this is something that is with you for the rest of your life. This is a very important tool that you could use in beating those high blood sugar levels. So, this self-management education and support should be patient-centered, 1:1. This is something that is uniquely or specifically tailored for you as a person or as a patient with diabetes. So, clinical outcomes, health status, and well-being are key goals of diabetes self-management education and support. So overall well-being, clinical outcomes, yung pong target ranges po natin sa blood sugar. So evaluation of the need for self-diabetes management education to promote skills acquisition in support of regimen implementation. Ito po yung mga gamot, medical nutrition therapy, ito po yung prescribed diet, and well-being. So, kailan po natin or when do we need this evaluation? First one is initially at diagnosis. So, we here at the Medical City Diabetes and Nutrition Management Services Center, we offer this one po. Anyone who has diabetes could visit us and we could help with diabetes education. So, this is important. This is something new. Madami pong adjustments ang kailangan gawin ng isang tao na newly diagnosed. So with the proper education, with the proper help, hindi po siya, the patient would avoid having the feeling of feeling lost. Or with proper education, they would know that diabetes is manageable. So, next one, annually for assessment of education, nutrition, and emotional needs. So ito po yung annual check-up po natin. Importante po ito. Next one is when new complicating factors such as health conditions, physical limitations, emotional factors, or basic living needs arise that influence self-management. For example, this year, so madami pong mga changes because of the pandemic. So we evaluation of the education or self-management is important. And the last one po is when transitions in care occur. Pwede pong kung a good example of transition of care is halimbawa you were hospitalized and you're gonna be coming back home or madi-discharge na po, importante po na meron po tayong evaluation of education dahil madami pong pwedeng magbago dun po sa management natin. So what are the benefits of diabetes self-management and education? So studies have found that DSMES is associated with, of course, improved diabetes knowledge and self-care behaviors. So practices, habits of people with diabetes generally improve towards the better. Next one, lower A1C, where it helps in meeting your A1C goals. Lower self-reported weight, so bumababa po yung timbang. Ito po yung one of the most important. Next one is improved quality of life overall, reduced all-cause mortality risk, and healthy coping. It also, another one, financially, it helps reduce healthcare costs. So next one, we're going to talk about the roles of our nutritionist and dietitian. The most common question that we encounter here in our center is, ano po ba yung pwedeng kainin? At may bawal po bang kainin? So, there is no general consensus eating pattern for people with diabetes. Kumbaga, wala po tayo yung one-size-fits-all solution for this one. So, this puts the role of our nutritionist or dietitian in the spotlight. Kasi po, our dietitian could make a tailored fit meal plan or diet guide for a person with diabetes that is specifically for that patient only to meet his or her goals based on yung parang caloric requirements niya. Next one po, our last one is our physical therapist. So physical activity is a general term that includes all movement that increases energy use. Maglakad ka lang dyan, do household chores, basta you're in movement, and it could be considered as physical activity. So it differs from exercise because exercise is a more specific form of physical activity that is structured and designed to improve physical fitness. So both physical activity and exercise are important. So your physical therapist could help you develop an exercise plan that is suited specifically for you. Kasi po hindi naman po tayo para-pareho. Meron pong mga patients na pwedeng merong limitations or mababa po yung tolerance when it comes to exercise or physical activity. So exercise has been shown to improve blood glucose control, reduce cardiovascular risk o yung mga sakit sa puso, nababawasan po yung risk. Of course, we all know that exercise contribute to weight loss and improve well-being kasi po, it releases hormones na we feel happy. So it improves our well-being. So what are the frequency and type of physical activity that we need? So people with diabetes should perform aerobic and resistance exercise regularly. Aerobic activity bouts of at least 10 minutes with the goal of 30 minutes per day. Like we have said, general goal is 150 minutes per week. So if you divide that into 5, that's about 30 minutes per day or up to your tolerance naman, at least 10 minutes po. Next one is Daily exercise, or at least not allowing more than 2 days to elapse between exercise sessions. So we're trying to avoid yung sedentary time. So not allowing more than 2 days to elapse. Pwedeng every other day, but hindi po higit sa 2 araw. Halimbawa, you exercise today. For example, today is Monday. So, not allowing, hindi na po natin hahayaan umabot pa ng Thursday bago tayo mag-exercise ulit. Maximum of 2 days po. So, with that said, we have talked about the different roles of the care team in diabetes management. Diabetes is not an end-all disease. So with the help and continuous support of the healthcare team, people with diabetes could improve their way of life and delay or prevent complications. So always remember, for people with diabetes, that you are still like the captain of the ship. You are at the center of this team. So with the help of our members of the healthcare team, mapoprolong po natin or mape-prevent po natin yung complications through proper management. And that's what we do here dito po sa Diabetes and Nutrition Management Services Center here at the Medical City Clark. So we have all members of the healthcare team, and all of them play a crucial role in you having a better quality of life. All right, thank you very much.
Yano RN, right from all the way from Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. We also have Miss Sarah E. De Leon, RN, all the way from Bataan. And we have some viewers also from Facebook. We have Clemen Nabong from Magalang and Joy Visa. All right, so now everybody knows that, celebrating World Diabetes Day isn't just to celebrate it for the sake of celebrating it, but because there are definitely new insights every year that we have to find out, particularly in making sure we could prevent or manage and even support those people who are already diabetic, and of course for people who are looking for diagnosis. Now we are ready for our question and answer. So thank you so much, Mr. Al Patrick, for that very informative talk. And of course, that won't be made possible by our official communications partner, Eastern Communication. So again, thank you, Eastern Communication, for giving us that type of communicative service. That way we could bring it to more people outside of Clark. Now, you all know the important roles each member of the care team plays, and we'll be proceeding for our question and answer portion. So if you have questions now, you may put them on our chat room so that we will be able to read them, and we will be able to get our speakers and his guest speakers actually to answer them for you. But who are they actually? Joining Mr. Al Patrick for this session is Dr. Armi Dianne Carlos, head of the section of Endocrinology and head of TMCC's Diabetes and Nutrition Management Services Center. And of course, along with them is Ms. Jemely Mangosan, the clinical nutritionist-dietitian. So again, if you have questions, kindly chat them either on Facebook Live or through the WebEx webinar. All right, we have one question ready. I think Mr. Al, Dr. Armi, and Ms. Jemely are with us right now. Our first question is from Luisa. What is the ideal weight for me? I am 5 I am 5 feet and 4 inches female and 5 to 6 years diabetic. I think the first one, maybe we could have Sir Al Patrick answer that question. Sir Al Patrick?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, Ma'am Louisa. So, for the ideal weight for a female with a height of 5 feet and 4 inches, from our calculations, would be 57 to 62 kilograms. So, with the help of our nutritionist po, na-compute po natin yan. So, 57 to 62 kilograms.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Al Patrick, and thank you for that question, Ms. Luisa. And we have another question from Alan Santos from Quezon City. Is intermittent fasting advisable for type 2 diabetics? I think this could be answered as well by Ms. Jemely. Anyone from our panelists who wants to answer first? Is intermittent fasting advisable for type 2 diabetics? Maybe we could start with Ma'am Jemely Mangosan, our clinical nutritionist and dietitian.
Yes po. Good afternoon po. Ayan. So regarding sa intermittent fasting, if it is safe for type 2 diabetic, no?
Sasalikupin eh.
Yes po. Yung
Sasalikupin ka.
intermittent fasting is, pwede naman po siya. Depende lang po kasi if yung patient is, depende sa medication ni patient. Some patients po kasi, yung insulin, kapag nag-insulin sila, they have that fixed yung amount of insulin na i-inject nila. So, probably hindi maganda yung intermittent fasting. If you want to follow intermittent fasting, kailangan pa rin i-consult natin with your doctor para sa adjustment ng medication, especially po sa mga insulin-dependent patients natin.
Thank you very much for that, Ms. Jemeline Mangosan. We do have another question, and this one is from Edward Maun from Bamban Tarlac. Why do my BGL, I think this is blood glucose level, I mean, you could correct me for later, why do my BGL fluctuate when my eating and physical activity pattern are pretty much the same? Can anyone answer this from our panel? I believe Sir Al or Dr. Armi, would you like to answer this question from Mr. Edward Maun?
Yes, good afternoon. No? Could you please read the question again?
Yes, ma'am. Doctor, why do my BGL fluctuate when my eating and physical activity pattern are pretty much the same?
Okay. Well, actually, it depends also on the medications that you're eating. We understand that your blood sugar level will be very, very dependent on the amount of food that you eat, no? Especially if you're eating a very high carbohydrate diet. No? And as mentioned by Sir Al earlier in his lecture, physical activity, and you really have to really control your diet. No? But with your question, if your diet and physical activity is pretty much the same all throughout, the next thing that we have to check is your medication as well. But if their medication kasi, some medications for type 2 diabetes, no, would depend on the amount of carbohydrates that you eat. No? Personally, I call it matalinong medications. No? It's one of the newer medications for type 2 diabetes nowadays. So if your blood sugar level is very, very high, it will bring down your blood sugar at a certain level lang. Pero if your blood sugar that time is pretty low, even if you're taking that medication, it will not bring down your blood sugar level to a very dangerous level. But some medications for type 2 diabetes, regardless of what you eat, no, parang it works like insulin, na regardless of what food you eat, it will really bring down your blood sugar level to dangerous levels. So you really have to coordinate with your doctor regarding that, no? And hypoglycemia, meaning your blood sugar being very, very low to dangerous levels, is pretty much parang an alarm for us doctors, kasi personally mas takot ang mga doctors with hypoglycemia than hyperglycemia, meaning very, very high blood sugar, no? So you really have to go to your doctor and discuss your medications with him, and always discuss with him, yun nga, it depends on what time of the day, kasi especially if you're on insulin, no, you really have to tailor fit your medications regarding your lifestyle as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Armi. I hope
Welcome.
Mr. Edward was able to get all of those answered, or his questions answered all the way through. Now, we have one question from Sir Tony Perez from Dagupan City, Pangasinan. I think this is directed to Sir Al, Sir Al Patrick. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I don't feel pain actually on my legs, pero I always feel numbness and cold. What is causing this and how can I make it feel better? Sir Al.
Ayun. So, those would pwedeng silang early signs ng neuropathy, which is indicative of poor blood circulation kasi po hindi controlled yung blood sugar levels natin. So what you can do, since if you're experiencing numbness, tingling sensation, is, I know parang same yung sagot, but you need to consult your doctor kasi po para dito sa neuropathy, parang progressive complications na siya ng diabetes. It means matagal nang hindi kontrolado yung blood sugar level. So if you're already starting to feel these symptoms, like yung cold, clammy siya, pwedeng weak yung pulse, pwedeng merong numbness or tingling sensation, the best suggestion that we could give is to contact or follow up with your doctor kasi one main reason for this one could be is that hindi controlled yung blood sugar levels, which leads to poor circulation. So ganun po yung nangyayari. So it's better to consult the doctor na about this one and tell them about these symptoms so that they could run some tests and they could verify it.
All right, thank you. Dr. Armi, would you like to add some additional answers for Mr. Tony Perez's question?
Yes, I agree with what Sir Al mentioned earlier. The tingling sensation or numbness of the extremities is one of the earliest signs of microvascular complications of type 2 diabetes. Microvascular complication, and one of which is neuropathy, no? The worst kinds of neuropathy are those when you feel na talagang there's pain already, no? And usually that you see them if you have prolonged uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. Yung numbness actually is a warning sign already, no, that you're already starting to have neuropathy, and that could be prevented actually by controlling your blood sugar. What we can do is control more your blood sugar, adjust the medications, adjust your diet, do more of your physical activity, no, and prevent further damage of your nerves.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. We do have one short last question here. I think this is addressed to Miss Jemely. This is Neng Alfonso from Magalang, Pampanga. Nani ko po is type 3 diabetic. Minimum income earner kami at nag-worry ako sa food and diet she needs. May mga simple food meals or activities po ba na recommendable? Ma'am Jemely?
Yes, sir. Can you repeat the question po?
Okay, sabi niya po, nanay ko po is type 3 diabetic. Minimum income earner kami at nag-worry kami sa food and diet that she needs. May mga simple food meals po ba na recommendable?
Ayan, simple food meals. Ayan. So, verify ko lang po, ano yung type 3 or
Ang sabi ko
baka
is
type
type
2?
3, type, or maybe it's type 2, but sabi ko
Yes,
type
maybe
3
po.
eh. Mm.
Yes po. So, simple meals. Pwede naman tayo magkaroon ng healthy diet na good for diabetes na kahit simple lang. So, ano po ba yung consistent or kabuuan ng simple meal na yon? Siyempre, complete meal pa rin po siya. Meron tayo nung 3 food groups natin: carbohydrates, protein, fats, and vegetables po. So, any diet po na pwede niyong sundin, basta yung importante po is healthy. So, what is healthy diet po? It's a variety of foods. Yun nga, sabi ko, complete yung food groups, and within that food groups, complete din po or variety din po every food group. So, increase yung vegetable and fruit, and I think that's simple naman. So, pwede tayong makabili. We have a variety of fruits and vegetables na mababa lang or kaya ng budget. Then, increase whole grains. Ano po yung whole grains? Kung mahal po yung yung whole or yung brown rice, hindi naman natin ipipilit po na you eat brown rice. We have a lot of alternatives for root crops, mais, mga ganun po. Also, increase po natin yung legumes or plant-based proteins natin. So, legumes, marami din po siya. Beans, munggo, lahat po ng mga yan. And then, sa protein sources naman natin, lean meat as possible. And pwede rin po yung mga fishes. Ayan po. And what else? Yeah, yun po. I think that's simple naman. Simple.
So actually, these are more of regular everyday food then that are available. Talagang it's just a matter of making sure that we have it in good quantity. Tama po ba, Ms. Jemely?
Yes, tama po.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Jemely. And that concludes our question and answer portion. Those are actually very good questions that are apt for the insights that were talked about today. So we really thank our panelists, Dr. Armi, Carlos, Ms. Jemely Mangosan, and Sir Patrick Mejares for actually entertaining those questions. Now, if you are or your family member has been diagnosed with diabetes, it is important that you monitor what you eat so that you'll be able to delay the complications brought about by diabetes. Now, the Medical City Clark's one-on-one online nutrition program delivers guidance and support when and where you need it the most. You can schedule your consultation with our clinical nutritionist-dietitian and trained diabetes educator through our website. Now, if you need to undergo any lab or diagnostic tests but do not want to visit the hospital, TMC Clark on Wheels will be ready to serve you in the comfort of your home. So you can check our website for more details on how to avail this service. All right, so for our dearest participants both on Facebook and on WebEx, I hope you are still alive. Can we raise your hands or give us a wave if you're still excited? Because on our next part of our program, before we conclude this afternoon's webinar, we have now come to this most awaited part, which is the raffle draw. Now, we will be giving away 5 flash drives. That's 5 flash drives. And then we have a 5 golf umbrellas to be given also by TMCC. And we have a surprise raffle prize that definitely you will be excited about. So we really hope that you put your name and your location a while ago because definitely you'll be part of this. So good luck, guys. Let's now go to our electronic wheel and see who will be the first winners of the 5 flash drives. 1 flash drive each winner. Let's go. All right, our first winner is Lorena Moya. We have Miss Lorena Moya. Congratulations. And let's see now who's our first or our second winner of the flash drive. We have Ralph Antonio Peco. Congratulations, Ralph Antonio Peco. Our third winner, who is it? We have Angel Galvez. Congratulations, Angel Galvez. And our second to the last winner. Let's go. Who's this one? Tony. Tony without a last name. Tony, could you please chat your last name to us so that way we could get you up, okay? So congratulations. And then last for our flash drive, we have Gilbert Fulgar. Congratulations. So we have all of these winners for the flash drive. This is Lorena Moya, Ralph Antonio Peco, Angel Galvez, Tony, and then Gilbert Fulgar. Congratulations for your flash drives. Now, before we move on to the next part of our raffle, because we do want you guys and your questions answered, we'll be going back to our panelists to actually answer some few remaining questions. We do want to help as many people as much as possible. So we're going back to Sir Al, Dr. Armi, and Jemely to help us out here. So we have another question here. It says from Maria Lerma Retes. Is it okay to take food supplements or alternative meds at the same time take meds? Dr. Armi, would you be able to answer that for us?
Yes, I actually already answered her privately through the chat room, but for the benefit of our audience this afternoon, it's better actually to discuss this with your doctor, because admittedly some supplements and alternative medicines may change the effectiveness of your prescription medications, but not all. And unfortunately, that's kaya siya tinawag na supplements or alternative medicines. It did not go through the process of investigation. So that's why they're called supplements. So you have to discuss this with your doctor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Armi. Well, that question was able to give a lot of help for others. All right, let's go ahead now for the last question, I think. This is from Ms. Lusa. Meron bang epekto sa katawan pag binago ang maintenance medicine? Naprolong kasi ang period ko mula pinalitan ang gamot ko. Dr. Armi, would you be able to answer this last one for us?
Yes, so I'm assuming that medication is for type 2 diabetes as well. So actually, medications for type 2 diabetes should not alter your menses. So far that yung mga medications na available in the market, but you have to mention it to your doctor as well, so that he can investigate further. In fact, supposedly, once your blood sugar is more controlled, your menses actually should be more regular. Your medications for type 2 diabetes should not alter your menstruation cycle.
Thank you so much, Dr. Armi. All right. And so again, thank you again for our viewers, panelists, for answering those additional questions. Now, let's move on to our raffle draw. So we were able to give 5 flash drives to Ms. Lorena Moya, Ralph Antonio Peco, Angel Galvez, and Tony Casas. So we got a last name there, and Gilbert Fulgar. Let's now move on. We'll be raffling now for 5 golf umbrellas. So who's our first winner? That's from Rowena. So, Miss Rowena, could you please chat to us your last name? That way, we could find out who you are. But congratulations, you won a golf umbrella. Let's move forward to the second lucky winner. That's Bea Jane Manusig. Congratulations, Bea Jane Manusig. All right, our third lucky winner. We have Checky Karkalas. Checky Karkalas, congratulations. Okay, let's go for our fourth lucky winner. All right, we have Angelica Celis. Congratulations, Angelica. And for our last winner, we have Luisa. Congratulations, Luisa. Again, may we remind Rowena, Bea Jane, Chucky Carcalas, Angelica Celis, and Luisa. For those who don't have their last names there, please do chat your last names to us and your location. So that way we could be able to get your full name for the claim. And again, congratulations to our raffle winners for the 5 flash drives and 5 golf umbrellas. Now, of course, TMCC will not be ending this webinar without giving something really, really special. So there's a surprise raffle prize, of course, and that is 3 winners. So we'll be raffling for 3 winners of a online nutrition consultation. So let me just clarify, it's just 1 online nutrition consultation per person of the 3 winners. So that's 1, 2, 3, and they can claim it within the 3 months after this webinar. Okay, so they can claim it, probably that's until January. Okay, February, sorry, I stand corrected on that. They can claim it until February. Okay, so let's go on. We are raffling now the 3 winners on those online nutrition consultations. And the 3 lucky winners, let's go for the first one. Okay, let's use the first winner. Leia Adrienne Ador. Congratulations, Leia Adrienne Ador. You won the first online nutrition consultation prize. All right, let's move forward to the second one. Who's our second lucky winner? That's Jobelin Tunay. Congratulations, Jobelin. You won a online nutrition consultation. All right, let's see who will be the last winner. I hope everyone has filled in their names in. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Who's the last winner? All right, we have Rodrigo Cesar Atanasio. Rodrigo Cesar Atanasio. Congratulations to all 3 of you. That's Leia Adrienne Ador, Jobelin Tunay, and Rodrigo Cesar Atanasio. Now, just a few reminders. This online nutrition consultation is transferable. So if you are not diabetic, for our 3 winners, if you're not diabetic and you know someone who is diabetic, you can definitely give them that online nutrition consultation, so they can use it instead. All right. So again, thank you very much and congratulations to all our lucky winners. Now, please claim your prize at the Medical City Clark Information Desk starting November 16, Monday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's November 16, Monday. Now, if you're located outside Clark or outside Pampanga, if you have relatives or friends nearby, you can instruct them to go to the Medical City Clark Information Desk to claim your prize. They just have to bring proof that they know you, of course, and some identification for that. Now, let's see, I think before we go to our last part of, let's see who we've missed joining us right now. We have, we have that Sir Ralph Antonio Empeco from Pasig City. Wow, hello. Actually, these are our winners. Rodrigo Cesar Atanasio from Orani, Bataan, Joanne Inigo, RM. All right, and there you go. So again, thank you so much for all those who've attended this webinar. Now, for those who would like to have electronic certificates for attending the webinar, you may request by providing your email address in our chat box. So we've just sent you some instructions there. And then the e-certificates will be made available starting November 18, Wednesday at 1 p.m. So just please go to this link. That's https. Actually, we'll be sending the link to you so you guys know where to go afterwards. So we'll be sending a link on the chat room. That's where you will be able to get your certificate for download. And then you may start sending your email address in our chat box right now. Okay, so we'll give you ample time in this WebEx system, so that way you can chat your email for that e-certificate. All right. Now, of course, again, we're reminding everyone that don't forget that the Medical City Clark is offering virtual consultation that will definitely help you out, especially during this pandemic, okay? So there's one-on-one online nutrition program that will help you on giving guidance and support where and when you need it the most. Now, you can schedule your consultation with our clinical nutritionist-dietitian and trained diabetes educator through our website. And if you can't go to the hospital, TMCC Clark on Wheels will be ready to serve you at your comfort. Now, again, we would like to thank our panelists, Sir Patrick Mejares, Dr. Armi, Carlos, and Jemely Mangosan. We would like to thank, of course, our official communications partner, Eastern Communications, for bringing through this webinar and giving it to the people outside of Pampanga. And to everyone who watched the webinar, through the Medical City Clark website or through our Facebook page, again, thank you very much. Again, this is Jerome Baledhay of Emerge, and see you all next time for the next webinar. Good afternoon to all.
Did you know that 6 out of 10 Filipinos die of diabetes every day, and that diabetes is the 8th leading cause of mortality in the Philippines? So what is diabetes? Diabetes mellitus, or more commonly known as diabetes or DM, is a serious long-term disease characterized by an increase in blood sugar levels. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas is not able to produce enough insulin that the body needs, or sometimes the body develops resistance to insulin. What are the risk factors for diabetes? Age over 56 years, race or ethnic background, family history, sedentary lifestyle, high blood pressure, and being overweight or obese. What do I need to look out for? Frequent urination, excessive thirst, excessive hunger, dry or itchy skin, and blurry vision. I have been experiencing those recently. What should I do now? And how would I know if I have diabetes? There are several ways to check if you have diabetes. They include fasting blood glucose, HbA1c test, and oral glucose tolerance test. Fasting blood glucose checks your blood sugar level after fasting for a specific number of hours. HbA1c test is a test that determines your average blood sugar level for a period of 2 to 3 months, while the OGTT or oral glucose tolerance test is a test done to check how your body reacts to the sugar that you eat. So you have diabetes. What now? The key to controlling diabetes is managing your blood glucose level. In line with Diabetes Awareness Week, the Philippine Society of Endocrinology developed a program with the theme, Apat Dapat Laban sa Diabetes. It talks about 4 steps that goes together to control diabetes, which are proper diet, adequate exercise, appropriate medications, and regular consultation with your doctor. Do you have diabetes? Do you want to know more about diabetes and its management? Visit us at the Medical City Clark Diabetes Center. Did you know that 6 out of 10 Filipinos die of diabetes every day, and that diabetes is the 8th leading cause of mortality in the Philippines? So what is diabetes? Diabetes mellitus, or more commonly known as diabetes or DM, is a serious long-term disease characterized by an increase in blood sugar levels. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas is not able to produce enough insulin that the body needs, or sometimes the body develops resistance to insulin. What are the risk factors for diabetes? Age over 56 years, race or ethnic background, family history, sedentary lifestyle, high blood pressure, and being overweight or obese. What do I need to look out for? Frequent urination, excessive thirst, excessive hunger, dry or itchy skin, and blurry vision. I have been experiencing those recently. What should I do now? And how would I know if I have diabetes? There are several ways to check if you have diabetes. They include fasting blood glucose, HbA1c test, and oral glucose tolerance test. Fasting blood glucose checks your blood sugar level after fasting for a specific number of hours. HbA1c test is a test that determines your average blood sugar level for a period of 2 to 3 months, while the OGTT or oral glucose tolerance test is a test done to check how your body reacts to the sugar that you eat. So you have diabetes. What now? The key to controlling diabetes is managing your blood glucose level. In line with Diabetes Awareness Week, the Philippine Society of Endocrinology developed a program with the theme, Apat Dapat Laban sa Diabetes. It talks about 4 steps that goes together to control diabetes, which are proper diet, adequate exercise, appropriate medications, and regular consultation with your doctor. Do you have diabetes? Do you want to know more about diabetes and its management? Visit us at the Medical City Clark Diabetes Center.